Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am Arif, your cloud learning partner. Today I'll go through the process of creating an AWS EC2 Windows server from scratch. So let's get started. At the very beginning, we need to log into our AWS account, and I have already logged in. After successful login to AWS account, from the search menu, we have to look for EC2, which means Elastic Compute Cloud. So for me, the region is North Virginia, and you can change your region according to your needs. So it's up to you. From the dashboard, let's click Launch Instance and Launch Instance. So at the very first, we need to give our web server a name. So let's call it Windows Server. After that, we need to define the image, the machine image. So we have many options. So for quick start, we are getting some suggestion. If you want to launch a Linux server, then this is the option. But for us, as we want to launch an Windows server, so we need to look for Windows. So this is the one. So this is Microsoft Windows Server 2019 base, and the good thing about this one is that it is free, so we are not paying anything for this server image. And also this is a verified provider, so it's all good. After that, we need to select our instance type. So we can see by default T2 Micro is selected because it is free tier eligible. So if you click this drop down menu, you can see all different classes or families of instance type. So T2 has multiple types of instances. Other than T2, we also have C family. C is for compute intensive workload. We also do have other families. So according to our need, first we need to define for what reason we want to use this server, and once we are sure about it, then we need to select our instance type according to it. So as this is just only for this demo, I am okay with the T2 Micro, so I will select this option. After selecting this option, the next key point is keep here. So keep here is pretty much like the password, or a password that we can use to actually log into our EC2 server. We need to create a keep here because this is a brand new account. I think I don't have any keep here so far, so I am clicking create new keep here. So after clicking create new keep here, a new window will pop up. Here we need to give a name for our keep here. So for me, I'm just gonna name it test key, and then we need to define the format of the keep here, and .pem is fine with me. So let's click create keep here. So once your keep here is created, it will be downloaded automatically. You can find it from your downloads. So now you can see the keep here name under the keep here section, which is great. So let's move to the next section. The next section is network settings. So here we need to define our network security group, and for us, let's create a new security group from scratch, and we will go with this option, that is create security group. And here we need to define which specific port and protocol will be allowed for our Windows EC2 server. The first rule that is defined here, it is allow Rtp traffic from anywhere. So as it is an Windows server, we need to allow this rule, and as it is more of a demo, server, so that's why I'm okay with anywhere rule. So pretty much like anywhere from any IP address, we can RDP to our Windows server, which is good for the demo purpose. But if you are planning to use your Windows server for production related work, then definitely it's not a good option. You need to narrow down this scope and just allow the specific IP addresses. Okay, so the next rule is allow HTTP traffic from the internet. Maybe after log into our server and doing some configuration, we will allow this, but for now I'm okay with just only allow RTP traffic. The next field is related to storage. By default, we're seeing a 30 GB of root volume will be attached to our Windows server, and it's totally fine with me. But I want to change the storage type. So in AWS, we do have multiple storage types. So GP3 is an upgrade version of GP2, and this is much faster compared to GP2. So that's why I'll go with this GP3. And if you have other specific requirement, like if your instance need provisioned IOPS SSD, then you can go with IO1 or IO2, or if you want some cold HDD, then you can go for SC1. So for me, this general purpose SSD GP3 is totally fine. Also, if you want to add any secondary volume to your EC2 server, you can also do that. Then we will look into this advanced details section. So these are some advanced level configuration which we can discuss in later videos. Let's just scroll down, and after configuring everything, we can see a summary from here. So what it is saying, that we will create one instance, which means a server, and we will use Microsoft Windows Server 2019 base AMI. The server type is T2 micro, and we have created a new firewall for that. Also, we added a storage volume which is 30 GB. It seems all okay, and let's now launch the instance. So this is showing a success message, which means our instance was launched successfully. So if you also want to look into the launch logs, you can find it here. So first one is initializing request, creating security groups, creating security group rules, and then the last one is launch initiation. We can see our instance now under the EC2 console. So here we can see the instance is running, but still we can't log into our EC2 Windows server because the status checks are still initializing. So what are these status checks? So if you see here, there is a button named as status checks. So there are two types of status checks for EC2 server. One is system status checks, and the other one is instance status check. So system status check is pretty much verifies our instance is reachable. So like such as AWS power, networking, software systems, etc. The other one is instance status check, which checks or verifies our instance operating system is accepting traffic. The good thing is that now we can see both of our status check passed, and it is showing us 2x2 checks. That means our status checks are passed and our server is ready to log in, which is great. Before login to our server, we need to get the password of our Windows server. For that, we need to click connect, and from here under the password section, we need to click get password. In order to get the password, we need to provide the key that we downloaded earlier. So let's browse and find our key and decrypt password. So this is the password that can be used to log into our Windows server or RDP to our Windows server as administrator. Let's copy the password and save it somewhere secure. And now we can close our window. Now we are pretty much ready to RDP into our Windows server. For that, we need to again click connect, and we can download the remote desktop file, which is the easiest one. So after downloading it, let's open the file and let's click connect. Here you can see it has already some information about our EC2 server, which is good. So once we click connect, now we need to provide the password that we downloaded earlier. This is the password, and now let's click OK and click yes. So now we can see that our Windows server that we have created a few minutes ago, it's up and running. The cool thing is that at the very right side we can also see some details about our Windows server. We can see the public IP address which is attached to our server, the private IP address, the instance size, and also the availability zone where our Windows server is deployed, and also the RAM of our server. This is the easiest option to RDP into our new Windows server. There is one more option, so let's try that one. Before trying that, I want to close this connection. So if you just click here close, your your RDP session will be closed. Let's do that, and okay. The second option is to use your Windows Rdp app. For that, we need some extra information. So if you click this description section here, you can see a lot of information about our Windows server. For instance, the instance ID, the type, the private DNS, and the private IP address. Also, you can see the public IP address. So if I want to RDP into my server, I need this public IP address. Also, you can see a ton of information from here, but for now this is the important information for us. So let's copy this, and from the search menu, search for RDP, which is remote desktop connection. Here we need to provide this IP address of our new server. Okay, and we need to add our username for our Windows server. Let's type administrator. Okay, so now let's try to connect. Now it's asking for the password, and we can use the password that we previously saved from the AWS EC2 console. I'm gonna put the password in here, and after that just simply click OK and yes. So now we are again connected to our Windows server, which is great. So this is the end of this demo, where I have demonstrated how to create Windows instance in AWS EC2 console, which is very easy and straightforward. In my next demo, I will demonstrate how to create Linux server in AWS. If you guys have any questions or any queries related with cloud computing, please let me know under this comment section. And if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel for videos like this in regular basis. I hope you guys will have a wonderful rest of the day, and goodbye for now.